Dear students, in this module, we will learn methods of constructing index numbers and simple aggregative method. In simple aggregative method, we will be doing two problems and we will look at the limitations of simple aggregative method. Now, we'll start with the introduction. See, when we will see the methods of constructing index numbers, we can divide it into broadly into two. One is unweighted index and second is weighted index. Now, what do you mean by unweighted index? See, for example, if you're preparing a food index, you know that North Indian families eat more wheat or they'll eat roti compared to rice. So, if you're giving weights, meaning if you're computing food index for a North Indian family, for wheat we will give weight as 2 and for rice we will give weight as 1. Whereas if you are preparing a food index for South Indian families eat more rice. So rice will be getting the weight 2 and wheat will be getting weight 1. So this is the process of giving weights for computing index numbers. So unweighted index meaning we will not give any weights. We will just take the values, the prices of base year price and the current year price. We will not give any importance for the quantity. Whereas weighted meaning, as I explained the food index, we will be giving the weights for the index. That meaning North Indian families we are giving weight 2 and for the wheat, and for rice we are giving weight 1. For South Indian families it's just the reverse. Rice will get weight 2 and wheat will get weight 1. So this is the process of weighting. So there are two methods, unweighted index and weighted index. So unweighted index, weights are not assigned to all items, whereas in weighted index we are giving weights to all items based on the importance of the items. Now the subclassification, if you will see, now unweighted index we are dividing into two. One is simple aggregative method and second one is simple average of relatives method. So if you'll explain with the help of a diagram, index numbers we are dividing into two. One is unweighted index, second one is weighted index. Unweighted index we are dividing into two, simple aggregative method, simple average of relatives method. Similarly, weighted index we are dividing into two, weighted aggregative method and weighted average of relatives method. Now, simple aggregative method we will learn. This is the simplest method for constructing index numbers. So here you have to remember total of current year prices divided by total of base year prices. Now I have to explain what you mean by current year. Current year will be the latest year. That meaning, see, for example, in our computation we have used 2021. That is the current year, that is the latest year. So base year meaning any year previous to that current year. In our computation, I have used 2020 as the base year. So the latest year will be the current year and the past year will be the base year. So these concepts we will be using always in the construction of index numbers. Now, how you calculate this? This simple aggregative method, we have to remember that we are calculating, that is P01. P01, P is the index and 0 meaning it's the base year. Base year is the 0 and 1 denotes the current year. P01 is equal to sigma P1 divided by sigma P0 into 100. Sigma P1 is the total current year prices for various commodities and sigma P0 is the total base year prices for various commodities. Now, if you'll do the first problem, from the following details, construct an index for 2021 taking 2020 as the base year. So the latest year is the current year, that is 2021, and the previous year is the base year. So commodities, 5 commodities are included, A, B, C, D, E. And prices for 2021, 50, 40, 80, 110 and 20. Prices for 2020, 70, 60, 90, 120 and 20. Now the solution is explained here. See, the commodities represents the first column. Second one is prices for the base year, that is the P0. Next is 2021 prices, that is P1, prices for the current year. Now you have to take the total of the values. Now the classification is clearly explained in the table and now we have to substitute the values in the equation. That is P01 is equal to sigma P1 divided by sigma P0 into 100. We are just taking the total prices of current year, that is 360 divided by total prices for the base year, that is 300 into 100. So I told you this, we are not giving any weights, just the prices. The calculation is based only on the prices. So we will get the index value as 120. Now we have to give the interpretation also. That interpretation is prices increased by 20% in 2021 compared to 2020 for the prices included in the index. So this interpretation is also important. You have to remember that whenever you're writing the index value, you have to write the interpretation. That is how we will compare the information or compare the tabulated value. See here, 2021 value is 120. Our base year was 2020, that is 100. So the increase is only 20%. Now let us do the second problem. Construct simple aggressive price index from the following data. Commodities A, B, C and D. Prices in 2020, that is P0, 15, 5, 2.25 and 6. Prices in 2021, that is P1, 18, 8, 4 and 7. Now we can see the solution. Commodities in the first column, P0, prices for the base year in the second column, and P1, prices for the current year in the third column. We have to take the total of the prices for P1, that is 37, and prices for base year total is 28.25 into 100. So we will get the index value as 130.97. Now we have to write the interpretation. Prices increased by 30.97% in 2021 compared to 2020 for the commodities included in the index. So this is the simple method for computing index numbers. Now we have to see the limitations. So items with the large unit prices takes the greatest influence. The reason is that we are not assigning any weights for the values. Only the computation is based on prices. See, for example, if any price has gone up considerably in 2021, now we know that cooking gas, petrol, diesel, everything is going up. So if those values are included in the index, so that will take the greatest influence in the computation of index numbers. Second limitation is no consideration is given to relative importance of the commodities. That is what we are not assigning any weights in the computation of index numbers. So these are the two limitations. So with these limitations, we are not using this method in the computation of index numbers. And rarely this method is used. Maybe for a simple comparison, we are using that, and for appropriate comparison, we are using always Fisher's ideal index number. So this is what I want to explain in this module. Thank you.